Morning. Today we're here with Olesya Govorun, and Olesya, who is at Pfizer CentreOne, has had a couple of roles at Pfizer, but in this new role that you have a most amazing title, Olesya. Could you share that with us?
Absolutely, and thank you, Joe, for having me as part of your show. So very pleased to be here. I think I honestly have the best title at Pfizer and at Pfizer CentreOne. So my title is Global Customer Experience Lead. And so essentially what I'm responsible for is making sure that Pfizer CentreOne is known not only for the quality of its products, but also for the quality of its services. So we want to be known as the partner of choice. That's what we bring to the table. That's our value proposition. And my job is to ensure that we deliver those positive experiences. So I think, we spoke about how people you have on your show have a common denominator, which is a passion for what they do. And I can say that I'm truly passionate about having this role, about breaking new ground in terms of how we deliver services to our customers. And so I'm a firm believer that I have the best job in the world.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, before we dive into Pfizer CentreOne, because there's a lot to talk about there, how did you find yourself in this position? What was your path? Because I think you're perhaps a little different than most of our guests tend to have been scientists straight through. And I think you came at it from a different path.
Well, I am a scientist as well. I'm a social scientist. So I would make that slight correction, Joe. But yes, so a little bit about me. So I come from generations of psychologists. So my grandfather was a psychologist back in Ukraine. My mom is still a practicing psychologist. And so when it came for me to find my path, I was very clear about what I wanted to do. So psychology it was, and I got my doctoral degree in social and experimental psychology from Ohio State here in the US. And then when I defended my dissertation, I had a big dilemma whether to go the academic route or to go the applied route. And I was always very interested in how psychology plays out in the real world. And so that prompted me to look at companies who apply psychology to understand consumer behavior. And so I started my career in a market research company in Cincinnati. And then I came over to the client side. So before Pfizer, I was at Danone, the yogurt manufacturer, and now I've been at Pfizer for almost 5 years, and I've held a variety of roles that have to do with marketing and customer strategy. And I feel that I'm still a psychologist, an applied psychologist, because so much of marketing is about attitude change and behavior change, and I feel like that's the essence of what I do. It's so yes, I'm a social scientist at heart and an applied psychologist every day of of my work.
So let's dive into Pfizer CentreOne and how you apply your skills to that whole operation. You have an interesting history there in terms of how Pfizer CentreOne came to be, and it happened a lot longer ago than I would have imagined, but you have recently been repositioning, and that has something to do with your position with the company. So if you would, give us a look into how this has all evolved.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a little bit about Pfizer CentreOne. So we are a global contract development and manufacturing organization embedded within Pfizer, and we are also a leading supplier of specialty APIs. And Joe, you are absolutely right. We've been around for over 40 years. And most recently, our name, Pfizer CentreOne, comes from a merger between Pfizer CentreSource and Hospira 1-to-1. So that was the merger that happened in 2016, and that's sort of the origin of our name. So we specialize in four distinct areas, which is small molecule API, large molecule biologics, sterile injectables, and oral solid dose, including high potency drugs. And what we offer is development services, manufacturing, clinical as well as commercial manufacturing, and life cycle management. So what we like to say to our customers is that we can support the molecule all the way from early stage development to commercialization to life cycle management. So we offer that end-to-end spectrum of solutions. And I just want to mention a couple of things about Pfizer CentreOne. So the first thing I want to mention is our purpose, which is all about the patient. And the way that, we are part of Pfizer, and Pfizer defines its purpose as delivering breakthroughs that change patients' lives. And we truly think of our impact as in helping our customers, a lot of them tend to be emerging companies, to deliver those breakthroughs to patients faster. And it's truly kind of that common value that unites Pfizer CentreOne and our customers. So it's very, very important to us. Secondly, it's being embedded within Pfizer. So by working with Pfizer CentreOne, you get access to premium manufacturing capabilities to some of the best scientific minds in the industry. And so all of that is available to our customers. And then regulatory support. I think a lot of smaller companies might not have the regulatory capacity in-house. And so by working with Pfizer CentreOne, they can rely on us to develop that regulatory strategy pre and post launch. So that's an important aspect of what we bring to the table. And lastly, how can I forget customer experience? So this is sort of a new area for us. We did this massive exploration earlier this year where we spoke to a lot of customers, both current and prospective customers, to understand what it's like to be in their shoes, what pain points they have when working with CDMOs. And what we understood from them is that what matters to them is transparency, it's reliability, and open communication. And so these have become the guiding principles of our customer experience promise. Everything we do is centered around those three pillars. So that's a little bit how all of that comes to life, Joe.
That's a great overview. So, and if I understand correctly, your role in all this is to make sure that those priorities are being delivered.
Exactly.
And so you're working across the team
Exactly right.
yes. Well, that's
Exactly.
terrific. So it sounds like a tremendous offering. Tell me this, how does a small and or mid-size, perhaps even large drug development company partner with your team? How does that process unfold?
Yeah, so we kind of what we call out to our prospective customers is the promise of intelligent collaboration. And we might not be the right fit for all of your audience, and that's probably a case for many other CDMOs. So I would say is reach out to us. We have a website, Pfizer CentreOne. There is a contact us form, and you can indicate your interest, and then we will get back to you, and we'll have that conversation around what it is that you need. What are your hopes and aspirations, and how we can help you make those a reality. But I think what's very important for us is to understand the perspective of the prospective customer, what it is that they want to achieve, what are their short-term and long-term goals. And based on that mutual understanding, we can decide whether it makes sense for us to partner, or we would be happy to advise a different company who might be a better fit. But I would say, reach out either to me, and I'm happy to share my information, or check out our website and reach out that way.
So Olesya, I'm wondering, as we wrap up a little bit, if there's a success story that comes to mind, since you've been at the helm of delivering this customer experience, that you might want to share with us, that really captures what the experience of one of your customers is, and how that's turned out.
Yeah, of course. So I think the example that kind of came to my mind is a small biotech company who is working on a treatment for Parkinson's disease, and it's a steroid-based medicine. We were able to manufacture it for them in one of our major sites, Kalamazoo, Michigan. This is the site that specializes in steroid chemistry, so it was a very good fit for this prospective customer. We will be their commercial partner as well. We're very excited about that prospect. And I think ultimately, Joe, to me, this is about delivering that medicine for the patient in need. I think if you see that as a common goal, and if you can be part of that success, I think that's what makes it all worthwhile. So, hoping that in the next few years we can be part of this, successful treatment for Parkinson's. So yeah, and there are many other examples like that, and that's truly what keeps us going at Pfizer CentreOne and motivates us to bring our best self to work.
Well, Olesya, thank you very much for joining us this morning, for giving us some really meaningful insight into what you're doing and what Pfizer is up to with Pfizer CentreOne. And you've gone above and beyond the call of duty because you're doing this interview on vacation.
This is what happens when you're driven by passion, right? You just cannot unplug. It was a pleasure joining you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you. Go hit the beach.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Okay, so long.
Bye-bye.